What's going on, everybody? We are back here in some more Mesh vs. ATV Legends. So today, despite the title of the video, I got a couple of new interesting things about the game that about the settings actually that I've ended up figuring out. I received a little bit of a tip, and this is probably the smoothest, fastest tune that I've made yet. Now, there's new settings on the game that kind of make the game feel a lot better. This is my new favorite bike right here. The tune that I have on here with the settings I have implied, it works very well, and you guys will see why here in a moment. So again, I do have a. If you guys have been watching the streams, I do pretty much have the same tune on the bike, but we are still going to go through that and everything. But the way the bike handles, the way it turns, the way it jumps, this is the smoothest I've ever felt this bike, especially the Kali, because the Kali has always been on the slower side, but in recent updates to the game, the Kawasaki has been actually very, very solid as of recently. And this bike is, you know, it's the new Honda, I'd say. This bike is really smooth, it's agile, you can hit corners really well, and all of that sort of stuff. It's the new Honda of Mesh vs. ATV. We know that the Honda has probably been the meta bike in Legends for a long time. Now I am starting to think that the Kawasaki is probably the new meta for this bike, or for the game. I'd say the Honda, well, actually all of the bikes have been feeling better. But if I really had to pinpoint a set of bikes that I would start using and start dialing, is the KTM, the Kawasaki, and the Yamaha. These three bikes are probably the best as of right now. Again, this Kawasaki feels the best it's ever been. But there's still some little quirks to it, of course. Meaning that there's a couple things that happen with the bike. So again, there's still the sliding. You can still slide around. But the thing with this is you have to coast into the corners. You can come in hella quick in the corner. As long as you let go of that gas and coast into the corners, you should be fine. You should be very fine with this sort of tune. Just as long as you don't, like hit the gas or stay on the gas and hit corners. As long as you let go of the gas, coming into the corners, getting back on the gas and, you know, clutch boosting, you shouldn't have a problem with these corners at all. As long as you stay in control, use the rear brake, and you'll be fine. And I keep hitting those for some reason. So yeah, as long as you use the rear brake and all of that sort of stuff, coast coming into the corners, you will make it a whole lot more easier on yourself. Especially with these 2025 tracks. They are a little tighter. I am going to be releasing a video talking about these tracks. What's cool about these tracks is that the terrain deformation. I'm also going to do a little bit of a video with the terrain deformation too. The terrain deformation has been getting better and better every update. Again, still, it's not reflex level, of course not, but this terrain deformation has been the best it's ever been. You can get yourself ruts. The ruts carve out so nice. If you hit corners just right, if you carve out all the ruts and everything, they just carve in so nice. Like all that right there, that comes in all nice. This is why I like using the max deformation because you can just get so many nice ruts. It gets rough if you have enough players. It does get definitely rough, but not to the point where it's like unbearable. It's to the point where it gets hard. That's why I've been liking it as of recently. Um, you can get over roughness, all of that sort of stuff. So now we got all that sort of done, all that sort of said, and all that. We're gonna go ahead and get into the settings uh, and the tune, and we're gonna talk about that in just a quick moment. So we're gonna go ahead and head over to that. All right, so we are here in the main menu. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna go into the settings. Now, this is where I've received the code on the whole settings thing. So if we go down in the gameplay, this is where it gets very interesting. Now, if you guys remembered a while back, I talked about how the reflex gyro and the auto disable um, airborne throttle kind of work in a interesting way. And as the updates have gotten better, this is actually have gotten a little bit um, interesting, and I will show you guys why. So, of course, the airborne throttle we have on auto disable. The reflex gyro is enabled. The scrub dead zone. This is where it gets a lot interesting. So the quick and the scrub and the quick scrub are on smaller and smallest. This gives it a lot more smooth adjustments. If you guys been watching my streams the last couple of or today and I think yesterday, I've been. This is very smooth. The smaller and smallest for this is very interesting. So this is where it gets even more interesting, which is the pitch, yaw, and roll assist, 100% default. Um, it gives you. It's a lot smoother than using the pro settings or something like that. The bike is unstable. The more you go down into that, pro less assist range, it just doesn't feel like it used to when you guys had it. But because again, by default, I used to use 30 20 10 for 30 20 10. But recently, I've been doing 100% default. This is the little tip that I've received. And then the wheelie and stop assist are enabled, so you guys don't have to deal with that because when you guys are doing wheelies and stoppies, it's just so sensitive. It's better just to have these enabled. I did do the wheelie assist enabled, stoppie assist disabled, but I've seen that people are just running both of these enabled, which kind of makes sense. So that's that. So here is the tune. Now I've been running this tune on all of the bikes, Honda, and it of course it makes the bikes feel what they do. The Honda it makes the Honda feel slower. The Kawasaki it makes the bike smooth and fast. There's something about this bike recently that I've just been enjoying. It's between the Kawasaki and the KTM that I've been gravitating over. Um, somewhat the Yamaha, but it's weird. So, of course, we got the engine acceleration level 3, the clutch boost level 3, of course. Um, I have the chassis rigid on level 1. Now, everybody uses the chassis flexi level 3, hard suspension. I use the rigid level 1. Um, it's it's not too heavy and it's not too light. It's just like right there in the middle that I like using. The suspension, 3 down. So I've always said this before that all of the manufacturer bikes always have a sweet spot when it comes to the suspension. Now I've always said that the soft level 2 suspension works very well for the Kawasaki, and say that the hard level 1 to soft level 1 works good with the Honda. The Yamaha, it favors, uh, stronger or stiffer suspension, and the KTM kind of floats around there too with the hard suspension, all of that sort of good stuff. But for the Kawasaki, I do use the soft level 3. It's smooth. Um, it really it really compacts into the corners. It gives you a decent little rebound, compression, preload, and everything for between jumps. And with the little trick that I've learned, that you will see why I like doing that. The grip, of course, it's on grip level 3. The brake, I have hard level 2. This is your own personal preference if you guys want soft level 2, because I have noticed that a lot of people have been doing the soft brakes because you can trail brake. If you guys don't know about trail braking, you guys can hold the brake, or well, in real life, you guys can just like hold down the brake, and it just gives that, you can ride the brakes. And people call it trail braking for dirt bikes. But I do the brakes hard level 2 because, as I said before, I'm just really aggressive rider, and I like to quick stop. And plus, I noticed that if you guys hit the brakes, and then if you guys use the rear brake, it slides you around and slides you through corners and everything like that. Kind of like how I like it. I have the option to either roll through the corner, or if I want to square up my corners, or something like that. Um, so that's the tune. So we're gonna go back here onto uh, Daytona. Now, the technique or the little trick that you guys can do with this whole thing, especially with the auto disabled airborne throttle, is that before you guys jump, just hold on to the gas when you guys are hitting jumps and everything, because it gives you a little bit of a boost. I don't know what it is. Um, I don't know what it is or what it does. But every time you guys hold that brake or hold the gas, it just gives you uh, that little boost into the sky. It's weird. You hold on to it. Oh, yeah. See, it gives you a boost, which is so weird. Um, Not only because it's like the clutch boost, because it does feel like a clutch boost, but You're holding on to the gas because it's an auto disable. The gas shuts off by itself while you're uh, up in the oh, up in the air. And you guys have to be careful too, because your bike can fly. It will fly. Yeah, you guys can just hold on to the gas. Like I'm hitting, lines that I haven't been able to hit yet, or lines that I've never been able to hit ever since it's been released on some of the default tracks, or some of the other um, 24 tracks. I did a little bit of stuff with that, especially when I was doing the pro league racing. Um, I went back to a couple of the tracks I raced, just to see how much better um, I've gotten since I've done this. So even if you guys uh, oh, so even if you guys over jump or case, all you guys have to do is just keep a hold of the gas um and just use the clutch. And it's the new kind of boost that you guys can get. I mean, it kind of sucks that you guys need a boost. But this this real this feels really good. Like, it's smooth, it's fast, and um, this is probably my new meta bike. Every time I go online racing or something like that, um, this is um, this is my new go-to bike. I never was the ideal for using Kawasaki for racing because the bike was so slow. But nowadays, the bike has gotten better. It's really consistent, I'd say. And just if you do the real life counterparts of what this bike does, because the Kawasaki's have traction control, and having the grip level 3 on all of that sort of stuff, it kind of gives you that whole feel of the thing with all that. And then you guys have just the smoothness of the auto disabled and the really soft suspension and just how fast this bike can go. Like it's so strange. But this bike is really fun. It's my new meta bike and it's been serving me well the last couple of days. So I think that's about it for this video. Let me guys know what you guys think about the tune in the comments below. I'm curious to see if this tune works good for you guys. Um, if it, if you guys like it, or if there's something that I should change, because I'm always actually open to that. Especially when I'm especially when I'm in the midst of, looking for different tunes, especially for other bikes and everything. So, um, I think that's about it for this video. If you guys like this sort of content, or if you guys want to keep seeing content like this, go ahead and like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.